The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the host, guest, and callers and do not necessarily reflect the official policy, position, or views of this station, its management, ownership, or underwriters. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ECPPS podcast. I am Clay Mercer, and it's time for a brand new season of the podcast as the academic year is about to begin. And I'm so happy that joining me today is the Superintendent of ECPPS, Dr. Keith Parker, as well as Board Chair Chair Cobb. Thank you all for joining me here today.
Thank you for having us.
What a great day. So much energy and excitement out here at KUI today. So excited.
It's a wonderful time. We're live on location from the Back to School Bash and Food Drive here at the KUI Graduate Center. It's just great to see everybody getting the school supplies that they need and making sure our kids are ready for the brand new year. And that's pretty much what this podcast is going to be about. Let's talk a little bit about the summer. Obviously, we talked about it in the last show. It is never a summer break for you all. You all are getting prepared for what's to come. But personally, Dr. Parker, I'll let you start. What did you do this summer to kind of decompress and get ready for the new year?
Oh, yes. Well, first let me say thank you to the station, Clay, to you, and to the university for hosting the annual Back to School Bash. And every year that I'm here, it just reminds me of the tremendous partnership we have with the university, and just want to thank everybody that came out today. And as I see the community partners that are here and the organizations that are supporting our young people, couldn't be more proud to be a part of that. And Angela was saying the same thing here. But yeah, the summer, it has this tendency of just getting away from us and leaving us. But you know, that's one of the beautiful things about education is just like the sun goes down in the evening, it comes up in the morning, and we have this incredible opportunity as educators where a school year closes, there's a break for our teachers, and then a school year opens, and it gives you an opportunity to take what you learned from that previous year. The things that worked, you carry it right over. The things that didn't go the way you planned, then that was a gift. That was an opportunity to learn from. And I just think that's one of the beautiful things about this profession is every year we have a chance to start anew. And our young people do too. For those that had an incredible year last year, they get to continue that. For those that were young people that wish they had have done better, then they get a chance to start over. Everybody starts our schools tomorrow at the same place. And I think that's the beautiful thing about our profession. But I did a staycation. Basically, I took a couple of days off in July, stayed around Elizabeth City, ate junk food. I went 2 days back to back and had lunch at Rural Buffet, Chinese buffet, ate way too much food, came home, took a nap in the afternoon, you know, things I never get to do, an afternoon nap.
The wild vacation plans of a school superintendent.
Yeah. Isn't that something? And I love to take afternoon naps, but never get a chance. So I just did some wellness things like that. So it's great. But now we're ready to get started, and I can tell you we're ready for those buses to roll in the morning.
Should be outstanding. I'm looking forward to it. Angela, same thing. How was your summer, and what did you do that you usually don't do, I guess, during the school year?
Well, I did a lot of outside things.
Okay.
I like to be outside when I can, tinker around in the yard, play in the pool, just do those kinds of things. My summer was pretty easy, actually. I spent a lot of time with the bookends, if you will. My parents on one side and the grandchildren on the other side, and just had some really low-key downtime. We really don't do a whole lot in the summertime. We kind of just stay local and hang around the house. Our travel times are more in the spring and the fall. Okay. So we just kind of stay local. So I just took it easy and recharged my batteries a little bit to get ready for back to school. I love this time of year. Like Dr. Parker said, it's clean slate time.
Yes.
And just the energy. When we were at convocation last week, I said my favorite two times of the school year are Convocation Day. That is like my favorite. And then graduations.
Okay.
Those two, I mean, like one is a start, one is an end, and also a start. But I love Convocation, the energy surrounding Convocation. I always have, even when I was employed with the school district, that is my favorite time, because you just are in a room with so much energy. And when you look around at the educators and staff members in that room, I mean, it's the love for our school district and the love for what they do is tangible. You can see it, and it just, if you leave that place and you are not excited for a new school year, I don't know how to make you excited for a new school year. So, you know, that whole energy and feeling. School supplies, going back to school shopping and getting those school supplies and watching the environment in this room. You know, it fills you with fired up, ready to go kind of feeling, you know, so that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, Dr. Parker, I'm sure you feel the same way. That convocation, it's a happening. It seems like there's always a great energy inside that gymnasium, and not just from the staff. There's other people in the community that show up for this just to make sure everybody's ready to go for the new year.
Yeah, it's a great time, and as Angela said, we have just incredible faculty and staff that people visit us and they comment on this, of how collectively almost 1,000 of our employees just love to be in the same room together. We just enjoy each other as a staff. We're really a family, and we've had folks visit us from other districts and places around the state, and they comment on, you all really love to spend time with each other. And I think as we see our staff come together on convocation that work in different schools throughout the county that may not see each other as frequently for the year, used to work together, have known each other, cousins, and it's really like a big family reunion, I think, in some ways. And so it's just a wonderful time, and it brings a lot of energy. But we've got 450 teachers that are going to have been working this past week to get their classrooms ready. They're going to be opening their classroom doors tomorrow. We're going to have about 54 school buses on the road tomorrow. We'll have about 4,800 students come to school tomorrow. In total, have about 850 staff members that have been working really hard for the past month to make tomorrow a very exciting and special day for our young people. We're so excited about it.
I can't wait. You're live on location from the Back to School Bash and Food Drive here at the KE White Graduate Center. It's the ECPPS podcast with Superintendent Dr. Keith Parker and Board Chair Angela Cobb. Some of those staff members that you have are new leaders, and I want to bring a little bit of awareness to them. River Road Middle School, Northeastern, Elizabeth City Middle School, Harney Elementary. We have new leaders. If you could speak a little bit about them and what they bring to the table for these schools.
Yeah, I'm so proud of our school leaders. We have some incredible human beings, but two, we have some phenomenal school principals, assistant principals, and school leadership teams. And one of the things that the board has really invested in over the past 5 years is development for our staff. And so we are now moving past 10 people that have in the past 5 years been classroom teachers but received a free master's degree through the North Carolina Principal Fellows Program in school administration, are now moving into school leadership roles. And I see Heather Bowen is here today, who is actually in that program as well. But we're investing in our own people, and we're now seeing the return on investment. You know, when you invest in your own people, your community, and you pour into the people that serve kids every day, you'll get a return on that investment. And we're seeing that right now. We're announcing on Monday, we're going to announce on September 2nd, the board's going to hold a press conference, and we're going to share some incredible student achievement results from the past year. The results we're going to share across every school in the district, it's a result of investing in our people. So
Absolutely.
Our school leaders are people that have worked in the district, many of them their whole career.
Yep.
They've devoted their careers to our district, and now many of them are moving into leadership positions and making a difference. So really proud of that, but so excited about Ebony Stallings, our new principal at River Road. Sharon Bell has moved to Northeastern. Jonathan Sneed has moved to Elizabeth City Middle as principal. Ms. LaCoya Cobb-Yor has moved to Harney Elementary as principal, and I'm scanning my mind right here to make sure I've not left anybody out.
I think that was everyone,
as far as our school principals right there.
Yeah.
And we've had some other moves with administrative teams, but I could not be more excited about this group of principals this year. I would say easily I would hold our school principals as among the strongest principals in the state of North Carolina.
Wow.
There's
Absolutely.
no doubt about
I
it.
would too.
Yeah,
I would
feel the
too.
same way, I guess.
I feel
We actually had a chance to talk to Miss Sharon Bell on Friday, or actually Thursday at the
Yeah.
Northeastern football game. Just a burst of energy. She's ready to go, and I think everybody is. But I feel like you have the same sentiments as Dr. Parker.
I do. And, looking at especially the 4 new administrators, all of them, I believe, are where they are supposed to be. I think that if you take those 4 out of the picture for just a minute and you look at our other administrators, we have the strongest admin team of school principals and assistant principals. I'd put them up against anybody.
Wow.
And looking at these 4 new folks, I watch. I'll give an example. At Convocation, going back to Convocation again, I watched Ebony Stallings interact with her staff at River Road. And she hasn't been with that staff for very long, but you could already see her leadership coming forth, like immediately. You could see her leadership. And you could see that there's getting ready to be some magical things happening at River Road Middle School, because she has gone in and just taken everything that she has learned from that staff and things that are working positively and things that need some tweaking, and even some members of the staff in the community. You hear already there's such a difference here. And then, with the others, with LaCoya Cobb-Ure, with Mr. Sneed, again, you're hearing the same kinds of things. You can see, I just talked to a staff member not too long ago at ECMS talking about, and I said, I know you're sad to lose Miss Bell, but I already see, and they're like, yes, it's when you have a different person come in, sure, it's going to be a different kind of energy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's not going to be any less positive energy. And then with Miss Bell at Northeastern, she has taken it and hit the ground running, already doing some things that, 2 specific things that I've seen. She started a tradition with freshman pinning.
That's cool.
And having a freshman class come in and they get a pin. And what a great way to incorporate new students into your school community by making them feel included. And then also, and this was even in the Daily Advance, they're looking at developing some outdoor classroom spaces. And so she has not even stopped to think about, let's hit the ground running. She hasn't even stopped to think about, let's just go. And she has had some experience there because she was a school leader at Northeastern, so she does know a little bit of the background. But her school leadership style and the culture that she builds is going to be her own. And I can't wait to see all 4 of them just take the reins and go, because they're going to continue to add to and enhance the leadership that we already have in our district, which is strong.
And as I add on Wayne, as I look around the room today here at the K.E. White Center, I see many of our staff. I see some of our district leaders that are here. But I also see some examples of how we're investing in leadership development. I see Mr. Polite that's here, who is a ECMS CTE teacher for us. He's in our Emerging Leaders cohort, which is a leadership development cohort we founded 5 years ago for teachers who just might want to try on some new leadership. They might say, I don't know what I want to do as far as leadership, but I want to try some things. So we put them in a cohort and develop them for the course of a year, let them try out some things. I see that's going on. Miss Heather Bowen's here. She's an advanced teacher at Northeastern High School. We do have the advanced teaching roles. Every school in the district have advanced teachers now, and that's a position where you teach for half the day, but then the other half of the day you go mentor and coach a team of teachers, and you're responsible for getting that entire team to perform. And that position comes with increased compensation. I look across the room and I see some of our folks who've gone through the North Carolina Principal Fellows Program that are now serving in school leadership roles. And for our principals, they now have an opportunity to expand their leadership through other opportunities. So building a career pipeline and developing folks is just so essential, and we're now seeing a huge return on that investment in our people.
I have to interject one group you left out. not only are we see all of those groups, I also see our former students.
Yes.
So like Mr. Polite, he's a Northeastern High School graduate. I'm looking at Cece right behind the camera, so we have in this, I see another student that we have. So we have in this room right now our students who are stepping up, and I think that speaks volumes to the kind of education they're getting in our public school system, because now they've gone on to the next level and they're leaders in their own right.
It's the ECPPS podcast, live on location from the K.E. White Center, the Back to School Bash and Food Drive, as everybody's getting ready for a brand new school year. The energy is there, and I'm excited for what's to come. Superintendent Dr. Keith Parker, Board Chair Angela Cobb are with me right now. And when we talk about new leaders, sometimes training is a good thing just to help them out as they get ready for a school year. And there was a leadership retreat that took place, and I wanted you all to kind of speak on that and what it brings to the table for the people that actually were a part of that event.
Yeah, we have hosted an annual leadership conference every summer for our school leaders for the past 5 years. The last 3 years, we have expanded that conference to include our principals, assistant principals, school directors, but we've also begun to invite, as I was sharing with you, our emerging leaders, our advanced teachers to join that as well, and our prospective candidates for the school principal degree program that I was sharing with you. So this year we had over 85 attendees from in the district, and so that's an opportunity for our school principals, assistant principals, to work alongside the advanced teachers in their school, to work alongside the emerging leaders. And for the emerging leaders, it gives them an opportunity to engage in conversation with school and district leaders, again, to try out some of those leadership roles, to begin to expand their lens on school leadership, because we want to push them to expand their reach. And so we're really, really excited to be able to have expanded the conference. But we really think about the successes we've had. We think about what we want to achieve that we haven't got to yet, and we think about what's the future for the schools, and that's really the heartbeat of the school leadership conference. And this year our theme was our passport to the future, and we're thinking about that because we have global programming in all of our schools. Our Spanish dual language immersion program is moving into 3rd grade this year. Pasquotank County High School has received the accreditation and has become an international baccalaureate diploma school. So this has become a huge focus for us as global programming, and that was our theme this year. So excited about that, and the board was able to join us for portions of that. We did some social events, really had some chance for folks to come together. And one thing we're proud of this year that is new to this year, we want to continue it, is on Tuesday of the retreat this year, we designated that as a day of service. So we sent all 85 of our folks out into community partners, and they spent the afternoon volunteering through service. We went to the food bank. We went into some neighborhoods where we played threw the football with some kids, served ice cream, did sidewalk chalk. We went and volunteered at United Way. The board had an opportunity. Centera was one where we volunteered. So really trying to build in service back to the community, which I think is a big thing. So really proud of that this year, and Angela was able to join as well.
I just think that one of the biggest takeaways from the Leadership Conference every year, we talk a lot about school culture, and all of the schools have their own individual cultures, and they build those kind. Our leadership team also has a culture. And so when you have an opportunity to get leaders from the schools, from the central office, from the community together in that kind of learning safe space for several days, you build on the culture and the camaraderie and the trust of that team. So it is a very fundamental. I think it sets the pace and the tone for the school year, because the leaders in our district are able to see what each other does, the different roles. They're supported. They feel like they are going into the new school year with a positive influence in their pocket. And so it's a very beneficial 3 days to have every summer. So it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So this is one of those times, again, where at the beginning of the year, there's an energy. The students, the faculty, the staff, everybody's excited. The question is, how do you keep that energy going? Is that something that you all have thought about? Are there little events that will be taking place throughout, especially the fall here, to keep that energy going heading into the holiday season?
Yeah, it's a good point. The school year, it's helpful sometimes to think about it in 4 quarters.
Yeah.
The game has 4 quarters in it, and each of them are unique. And so as we move into the October Thanksgiving break, that's one leg of the journey as we get ready for Christmas break. Our second semester will end in January, and then we move on into winter, spring, and then we go to that end of year push. So we think about the year in terms of those seasons, and each of the season presents a unique dynamic. And so we build on those things. But I think like everything else, there is this constant reminder for all of us, for our young people, our staff, to understand that the successes we want to have this year won't be accomplished on any one single day. They'll be accomplished through a combination of the year. And Board Chair Cobb talked about this last year at our press conference of, you don't measure your success by what you did on any one day of the year. It's the combination of the year. And so we have to recognize that we have to build in wellness and recognize times where we need to take a moment to step back and re-energize, and those things are common to us as they would be in anybody that's running a race or a journey. And so
to expound on that football metaphor just a little bit more, when you're looking at our quarters per se, one of the things I think that's a strength in our school district is that we can recognize the specific people's strengths that need to be put into play when they need to be put into play. Sometimes during a game you need the cheerleaders. Sometimes during a game the cheerleaders are not what you need, and you need the strong, solid, sturdy players of the game to carry you through. You also have to be able to adjust and realize that not every single thing every single day is going to be perfect. In order to take a step back and recalibrate and go again, you have to be in an environment that feels safe. You have to feel safe to take risks. You have to feel safe to know that you have support when maybe you need to pivot and do something else. And so looking at that football metaphor and all of those things that you need to do, those pieces come together and make the perfect game plan.
Yep.
They're not going to be as successful on their own, but when you combine them all together and you're able to realize what you need when you need it, then you can move forward with the goals that you've got to set out to achieve.
I love that. It's the ECPPS podcast, live on location from the Back to School Bash and Food Drive here at the K.E. White Graduate Center. Board Chair Cobb, I'm going to stay with you because we got board meetings. We've had board meetings, and they're going to continue. Can you give us kind of an update on how the schedule is going to go over the next couple of months?
So we do have our first, and it's odd that it always happens like this for some reason, but our first meeting of the school year is on the first day of school.
Wow.
So we have a meeting coming up on Monday night, and then we will follow our regularly scheduled, and our board meetings are posted online and for the whole year. So if anybody is curious as to when the board meetings are occurring, they are posted online. This is, of course, a very busy week coming up. Tomorrow is a very busy day. You will see some board members at individual schools in the morning greeting our students as they come by. But we are gearing up for a first semester of meetings and plans and exciting announcements. The press conference that Dr. Parker mentioned is going to be coming up soon, and it's going to be something else. That's just all I can say at this time, but it's going to be something else. And, one of the things I wanted to just kind of reiterate, when we both have been talking about the atmosphere and the environment of our school district and how people, work together and things seem to be going really well, that's not just us talking subjectively. There are actual factual things that people can go and look at that point to that. For instance, the Teacher Working Conditions Survey. That is an instrument that is given out to teachers that they are able to talk about freely, anonymously, how they feel about working in our district. And it's higher than it's ever been. So obviously that speaks volumes to the feeling of doing the job that needs to be done to educate the students in our community.
Yeah, wonderful. Again, it's going to be an outstanding year, and you can follow all of it here on the ECPPS podcast. I'm so happy that we were able to do this here on location at the Back to School Bash and Food Drive. Hopefully we can make this a yearly thing, and I know later this year there's going to be other events that we're going to be on location for, so I'm looking forward to doing more of these live shows. Dr. Parker, is there anything else you wanted to say as we finish off this episode?
Just want to say to our families just a couple of quick things that might be a point of interest. One, Infinite Campus has become a one-stop shop for families as it relates to school schedules for your child, as it relates how you can view grades. Our report cards now are distributed electronically through Infinite Campus, and so if you're not familiar with that as a parent, or if you have an incoming kindergartner or moved here, you can register for an account online, and then also our schools are glad to help you with that. So that would be one thing I would remind folks on. Second is the first week of school presents some logistical and operational challenges for our transportation department. So I just want to say there are folks right now who are on a waiting list to get rostered to a school bus route. And I just want to quickly explain why there are some delays through a couple of days to get you on a route. One, the first week of school, we route everybody who signed up for a bus route in June on that route. And every year there are more people that have signed up than actually end up riding the bus. Right now our buses are at capacity, but everybody on the list won't be a permanent rider. We can't overschedule the buses, because if we put too many kids on the bus, that might mean 15, 20, 30, 50 kids get left and can't get to school. So we have to be cautious not to overschedule the routes, because some kids couldn't get picked up. After the first week, we begin to really level off and have a clear understanding of who's actually going to ride. But if you're registered for a bus and haven't ridden in the first week, we're going to remove you from the route, and then we're adding new people on. So just know that process is working as fast as we can make it. Now, if we had 10 to 15 additional school bus drivers, we wouldn't have this issue. So I want to emphasize this is a byproduct of not enough school bus drivers. So for those that are waiting to get on a bus, we're coming as soon as we can for you. Work with us, and we're going to get you on a bus hopefully by the end of this week is our goal.
Well, Chair Cobb, is there some things you want to say to everyone here as we get ready to start a new year?
I really only have one request, and it pretty much encompasses everything. And my request is simply this: if during the school year, the whole year, but especially the first week or so, if there are questions or concerns that need to be addressed, we really highly encourage our families to reach out to the proper channels and not go to Facebook or Instagram to post those questions or concerns. We just ask that we are given the opportunity to address them, because we will, but if we don't know about them, we can't address them. So we just ask that our parents give us a little bit of grace and mercy, and also let us be involved in the solutions before they go to other avenues.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful message. And again, the ECPPS podcast is here for you. If you do have those questions, you can send us an email to wrvsfm@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that they get the questions and they can answer those here on the show also. Superintendent Parker, Board Chair Cobb, thank you so much for making this happen. I want you all to enjoy more of the festivities here at the Back to School Bash and Food Drive, and what a wonderful year it's going to be. I can't wait.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
The ECPPS podcast is powered by Elizabeth City Pasquotank Public Schools in collaboration with the Elizabeth City State University Department of Radio and Television Services. Recorded and produced at WRVS Studios on the campus of ECSU.